How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Detroit Lions franchise here on Madden 22. We continue late into our second season here, a season that has seen us take the league by storm as we have the inside track on a first round bye. Today's game is especially exciting, however, as it is a potential playoff preview, with Washington currently holding the number 7 seed. We're also just a couple weeks away from some awards being given out, and Devin Woodson and D'Angelo Carmichael are 1 and 2 for Defensive Rookie of the Year, while Bob Harrison is being beat out by his former teammate Nathan Davis. Here's a breakdown of their stats through the first 13 games, and really just about every single metric points to Harrison being the better quarterback, but we'll have a couple of weeks to hopefully turn that around. There's also a breakout opportunity for safety Will Harris, who's in a contract year. He had a big game against the Bears 2 weeks ago, but we've had our bye week in between then and now. So it'll be interesting to see if Harris can keep his momentum going and earn a development trait upgrade to superstar development. I thought that Will Harris was our best defensive back at the end of Season 1, and while he hasn't quite hit the heights I'd hoped for him when they made him our starting safety this season, he is one of the more senior members of our defense, and as was the case with Tracy Walker, it might make sense to bring him back for some continuity on the back end of our defense. We'll have to wait to see him on the field, however, as we have elected to receive the opening kickoff here on the road in Washington, and we're underway. Week 15 starts with a kick a couple yards deep for Keegan Darby, and he will cross the 25 to the 26 before he's taken down. So that will bring out Bob Harrison, who's looking to burnish his Rookie of the Year case. 3,000 yards, 22 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. He hasn't been especially prolific in our passing offense, as we do have one of the bottom-ranked passing offenses in terms of yardage in the league. But he has been pretty good off of play action, and on 1st and 10 we start the day with a rollout and a short pass to TJ Hawkinson to pick up 8 yards. After a first down conversion, it is 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. DeAndre Swift to his left, Harrison in the shotgun, well protected, and he's got Christian Kirk inside Washington territory for a gain of 17. And that will put our number 1 wide receiver over 750 yards on the season, as it's 1st and 10 inside Washington territory, and there is Chase Young with a big hit to force 3rd and 8. Harrison in the shotgun, 2 receivers right, 1 left, and he will fire this one out of bounds in the direction of Quintez Cephas. And that will bring out Austin Siebert for a 59-yard field goal attempt. From the midfield logo, Siebert is good, as Detroit takes a 3-0 lead on that impressive kick. And that maybe had 1 more yard of clearance. As now we'll get a look at Washington's offense, led by Taylor Heineke, 3,600 yards, 27 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He's been pretty good for the Washington football team this year, and he will start 2nd and 7 on his own 28 in the shotgun. That is Antonio Gibson to his left, and Gibson will take this one up the middle for a short gain to make it 3rd and 5 as 2 consecutive runs start the day for Washington. Now they'll flip the formation. Heineke against the blitz, and down he goes. It's Deshaun Hand getting there with the sack, as Washington tried to set up a screen but couldn't, and that will give the ball back to Bob Harrison and this Detroit offense. And on 2nd and 7, they'll hand this one off to Keegan Darby, who picks up 9 yards on the ground. They love running jet sweeps with him, as he's able to use his athleticism in many ways here. Now 1st and 10 from their own 49. Hand off to the right side. Here goes DeAndre Swift. He's got good blocking in front of him and an easy 1st down to the Washington 40-yard line. Detroit moving the ball pretty well to start today's game. 1st and 10, Hairston in the shotgun. Against a 4-man rush, he'll throw this one quickly to Deshaun Stevenson, who makes a man miss and picks up another Detroit first down. Ball inside the 30 at the 28. 1st and 10, play action. Hairston in trouble, and down he goes. Everybody covered downfield, and Chase Young got around Penei Sewell very quickly. And that will lead to a 3rd and 21. DeAndre Swift in the game to Hairston's right. And the football team will blitz. 5-man rush. Hairston fires it over the middle to TJ Hawkinson. That will be well shy of the first down marker, but it will make for an easier field goal for Austin Siebert. And the Lions go up 6-0 with 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. Now for the second drive for the football team. Heineke, with plenty of time, fires over the middle, and Ricky Seals-Jones will haul that one in for a first down. Now 2nd and 6 with the ball at their own 40. Gibson to his right, and an inside handoff will get a couple of yards after contact to the 44 to make it 3rd and 2. Press coverage at the line of scrimmage for the Lions as they're playing physical. 4-man rush. Heineke is going to take off and pick up the first down himself, as he has dual threat ability, maybe not to the extent of most quarterbacks, but he is willing to take off and pick up some extra yards with his legs. And he does so there to keep the Washington drive alive. And now he goes back to the air. That is Mike Gesicki with a gain of 9 to lead to a 3rd and inches. Gibson the lone back. But Heineke will throw for this one, and he will have his tight end as there's a flag on the play. And an obvious face mask call on Sean Dean Hamilton will tack on 15 yards to the end of the play as Washington heads inside the red zone here. Just over a minute to go in the first quarter. Heineke firing inside the 5, and it looked like Curtis Samuel had to come back for that one. But it will be goal to go Washington at the 3. 3 tight ends in the game. Antonio Gibson the lone back. Heineke rolling to his right, and down he goes. Aleem McNeil with half a sack alongside Devin Woodson. And that half sack will give Devin Woodson the rookie record for sacks in a season. With 14 now on the year, he had tied the record coming into today's game, and that will give him a spot in the NFL record books, with 3 more games to play after this one. So he will have time to add to that record as 2nd and goal is stuffed back at the 3-yard line. That will make it 3rd and goal. Heineke to throw for it, and there is Curtis Samuel wide open in the middle of the end zone, as that was a coverage breakdown if I've ever seen one. Alex Anzalone is supposed to be in the middle of the field on this play, but he goes to cover somebody right in front of D'Angelo Carmichael, which will allow Washington to take a 7-6 lead heading into the second quarter after an 11-play, 67-yard touchdown drive. So some good football to start here in Washington. We head to quarter number 2 with the Lions looking to retake the lead. 1st and 10 from their own 22. Hand off to Jamal Williams. Doesn't go very far. There is Jamin Davis with the stop, and that will lead to a 3rd and 8. TJ Hawkinson slot right, and a throw to the left side looking for Christian Kirk will lead to a very quick Detroit 3 and out. And now Heineke will have the ball once again, and once again Antonio Gibson powers his way through contact to the 48-yard line. 1st and 10 as he gets more yards after contact. There have been a lot of shotgun snaps for Heineke. He will head to the air and think better of it. Heineke taking off. He breaks a couple of tackles and eventually is knocked down at the 28-yard line. And you can bet that that play will make some highlight reels here. He absolutely broke Ifeatu Melifonwu's ankles there, and it has Washington back within striking distance here. Again from the shotgun, Heineke finds the flat route to the right side, and Gesicki ducks out of bounds at the 17, as now Washington is inside the red zone, 2nd and 7 from the 14. Heineke to the air, and that is nearly intercepted. Will Harris could have taken that one back for 6, but instead it's 3rd and 7. 4-man rush, Heineke scrambling, running out of gas, and sliding short of the marker at the 8. As Washington sends out the field goal team to make it 10-6. And Detroit, with under 6 minutes to go in the first half, will take over on their own 29, and their rushing game isn't getting a lot done on first downs. Now 2nd and 6. Swift in the game. He'll try the right side, trying to get the edge. He breaks a tackle and is able to pick up a big first down for the Lions. They haven't found a lot of success on 1st and 2nd downs thus far, and that is hampering them on 3rd down. But here's a fresh slate, 1st and 10 for Harrison, rolling out. He's got Hawkinson open inside Washington territory to the 36. It's a 22-yard gain for the tight end as Detroit flips the field here with just one play. Now 2nd and 10 from the 36. J.J. Dunlap wrapped up by Chase Young after a gain of about 7. And now Detroit needs to decide whether or not they trust their running game to pick up 3 yards against this defensive line. And Washington played that nearly perfectly. But Davis is not in time to stop Swift from picking up the first down. It was a bang-bang play. But the drive will continue. 2nd and 10. Hand off to DeAndre Swift after a little bit of pre-snap motion there. And now there's an injury timeout as DeAndre Swift is clutching at his leg immediately after going down. He ended last season on injured reserve, and we'll get an update on his injury here in a couple of minutes. But for now, Harrison faces 3rd and 4, and he misses in the direction of a wide open Quintez Cephas. But if there is good news, it's that DeAndre Swift only has sprained his ankle. He'll be held out for a couple of series here, but while Detroit has to settle for a field goal, they have dodged an injury bullet once again as Heineke rolls out on 2nd and inches before running himself into trouble. Romeo Okwara with the sack back at the 26 as he will drop Heineke for a loss of 7 to bring us to the 2-minute warning. So Detroit's defense looking for a stop here. 3rd and 7. 3 wide receivers in the formation, and once again we drop an interception. That time it was D'Angelo Carmichael with a chance to make a play, but we will get the ball anyway after Washington punts. And against a blitz on 2nd and 2, there is Bob Harrison with a strike. He's on target to Quintez Cephas this time in a much tighter window, as there's still more than a minute and a half to go here, and Detroit hasn't had to use a single timeout yet. As Harrison, facing a 3-man rush, will fire to the left side. There's Christian Kirk with another Detroit first down, as just 32 yards separate the Lions from the end zone. A short gain on first down. The clock is running. Detroit with 3 timeouts. Harrison rolling. He will get this one away, and Cephas could not quite get his feet in bounds as now Frank Ragnow is injured. So Lamont Gillard will step into the center position on 3rd and 7. 1 minute to go here in the first half. 4-man rush. Harrison rolling to his right. He is chased. Flicks it to the end zone. Cephas is there, but he is knocked out of bounds and can't haul it in. And again, we get lucky with the injury here. Frank Ragnow expected to return as Austin Siebert makes it 12-10 with his 4th field goal of the first half. But there's still 46 seconds left to go. Washington has all 3 timeouts, so they're going to take their shots. 1st and 10, a slant route to Terry McLaurin will pick up about 10 and a first down. One play later, Washington has used their 2nd timeout, facing 2nd and 2. Heineke going deep for McLaurin, and he's intercepted. Will Harris comes away with that one. He dropped an easier pick earlier, but he plays this one perfectly. He's the safety coverage for Sean Francois in press coverage there, and McLaurin beats the rookie corner deep but can't get past Will Harris as we head into halftime with the Lions on top 12-10. The Packers are also locked in a close battle here in Week 15. They are facing the New York Giants and currently losing 10-7. But back to Washington here. The tail of the tape shows a game that probably isn't as close as it should be. The Lions are moving the ball well, but where they have really struggled is on third downs, as we are just 1 for 7 on third downs in today's game. That will have to improve if we want to get anything other than field goals from Austin Siebert here in the second half. But Washington will get the ball to start the second half. We've done a pretty good job keeping the lid on this passing offense, as Taylor Heinicke is averaging less than 6 yards per attempt to start the day. 1st and 10 from his own 25. He'll head to the air for his 16th pass attempt of the day, and that is incomplete, looking for Mike Gesicki, and that will lead to a 3rd and 2. Washington 3 of 6 in the first half. Heinicke to the air. He's well protected, fires short, and that is caught by Gibson for the first down, as Washington's drive will continue with the conversion there. 1st and 10 from the 41, 2 tight ends left for Heinicke, who's under center. Single high safety look for the Lions. Heinicke back to pass again, and he will fire over the middle. That is caught by Curtis Samuel into Detroit territory for a nice gain. 47 yards on 5 catches for Samuel, who's found the end zone once. 1st and 10, and again Heinicke will throw, and again he has his man. That is Gesicki inside the 30 down to the 27. And Heinicke is off to a strong start to the second half here. Now he'll head to the shotgun on 1st and 10. Gibson to his left, and now they'll put the ball on the ground. Gibson picking up first down yardage to the 17. So the football team is well within field goal range here. They'd like to score a touchdown here. 2nd and 1 from the 8. Gibson trying the left side. He cuts back and picks up 5, where I think he could have had a touchdown there. But it's goal to go Washington from the 3. Rodney Anderson in the game at tailback behind Ben Mason. Play action for Heinicke. He escapes pressure and is tackled at the 1. 2nd and goal, as he managed to escape a would-be sack there. And now Gibson is back in the game. Bunch formation on the left side for Heinicke. And he will pass for this one, throwing it, and it's nearly intercepted. Jeff Oduka drops the would-be pick 6, and Washington will get to try again here. 3rd and goal, same formation. Motioning Gesicki left to right. Gibson in the backfield, and he will have the touchdown. So Washington manages to score despite a dropped interception, and they will take the lead 17-12 with 6.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. So on the opening drive of the second half for this Lions offense, they'll get a nice gain on 1st down from Jamal Williams, who will move the sticks and set up a 3rd and 2 from the 46 just a couple plays later. J.J. Dunlap in the game. And Dunlap will get the call up the middle, and he will fall ahead to convert a big 3rd down. And I mentioned this as an area that the Lions needed to improve upon in the second half. So it's good to see the Lions have some early success in that area. 1st and 10, play action. Hairston sets his feet. He fires downfield for Christian Kirk, who is stopped right around the 22-yard line. A nice catch and run for number 9 that has Detroit just 22 yards away from retaking the lead. 1st and 10, Harrison off of play action. He's well protected, shifts to his left, fires to Hawkinson, who is tackled at the 1. A 21-yard pass to T.J. Hawkinson will make it goal to go Detroit. And they will bring out Jamal Williams here. 1 tight end on each side of the formation. Jason Kabinda in the game, and Williams is in, but there is a flag. Uh-oh. First and goal, the camera zooming in on Lamont Gillard, who was filling in for an injured Frank Ragnow. And now it will be first and goal from the 11 as Harrison will stand in the shotgun. Deshaun Stevenson to his right, throw over the middle for Quintez Cephas as Detroit capitalizes anyway. Touchdown, Lions. An excellent slant route and a good throw by Hairston make it 18-17 as the Lions will keep the offense on the field to make it a 3-point game as Jamal Williams will convert the 2-point conversion through Chase Young. It's 20-17 in favor of the Lions. So 2 touchdown drives, one from each team to open the second half, and there goes Curtis Samuel. Washington answers with a one-play, 75-yard touchdown drive as Heineke beats the blitz and Curtis Samuel hits the gas. This Washington offense has a lot of speed at the wide receiver position, and after Melifonwu took a poor angle to making that tackle, that was all she wrote as Washington goes back on top, this time 24-20, as we've had 3 straight touchdown drives now to open the second half. So back to the Detroit offense we go. J.J. Dunlap picking up a couple of yards there on that first down carry as it will soon be 3rd and 4. Harrison going through his progressions, fires for Hawkinson, and that barely reached his tight end, but that will convert and keep the drive alive. Now 1st and 10 from the 37 after that conversion. Dunlap still in the game as Hairston takes advantage of a great block and fires downfield to Hawkinson. That big gain set up by an excellent pickup block by J.J. Dunlap. Go back and take another look at that one again as you have time, as Detroit tries to come back in this one. First down play goes backwards. Second down will only pick up 2 yards, and they will very quickly face a 3rd and 12 from the 40-yard line. 3 wide receivers left. Dexter Allen on the right side of the formation. Hairston fires over the middle. DeAndre Swift has it to the 29, and Detroit will be 1 yard short of a conversion here, and they will keep the offense on the field. We have been more or less winning at the point of attack, and Jamal Williams will convert that one. He's wrapped up by Chase Young at the 22, and Detroit will continue their drive. Time for maybe one more play here in the 3rd quarter. Play action for Harrison, and he will take off with everybody covered. Inside the 5, he slides down at the 3. It's a gain of 19 yards for the rookie quarterback to make it 1st and goal Detroit, heading into the 4th and final quarter here in Washington. So with the Lions just 3 yards from the lead here, they're going to bring Jamal Williams into the game. Jason Kabinda there in the I formation as well, and this play will go nowhere. An excellent blitz up the middle will make it 2nd and goal from the 3. Similar formation. This time they're moving the wide receiver Cephas outside. Jamal Williams will get the call again, and this time he makes it into the end zone with a little bit of extra help there from the football team. I don't know if he'd been able to power through without a little bit of a push from behind there, but either way, it's 27-24 Detroit. After an 11-play drive to retake the lead here, we'll see if they can hang on, as these two teams have done nothing but trade touchdowns since the beginning of the second half. And Washington starts their first drive of the 4th quarter with a 1st down throw to Antonio Gibson. It's a strong second half thus far for Taylor Heineke, and he faces a 2nd and 5 from the shotgun, rolling out to his left, and he will tuck this and run across midfield to the 45-yard line of Detroit. 6 carries, almost 50 yards on the day for Heineke, as he is doing it all for Washington, trying to drive them back inside scoring range. And here's a nice pass to Mike Gesicki, who falls ahead to the 26. So not much defense here in the second half. Heineke in the shotgun on 1st and 10, and he will go to the air again, firing towards the end zone, and that's intercepted. It's Sean Francois coming away with his second pick of the season. He's matched up against Curtis Samuel and turns his head just in time to make the play. Great job by the rookie, and now this Detroit offense has their work cut out for them. They have the ball on their own 1-yard line. So very little breathing room for the Lions here. They need a positive play on 1st down. DeAndre Swift in the game, and he will have maybe 1 yard on 1st down, and that will lead to a 3rd and 5. Still not a lot of room for Harrison. It's a short drop, and he will try and take off for this, falling ahead to the 10, but he is a yard shy of the sticks, and there is no way the Lions are going to go for 4th down on their own 10. They will send out Jack Fox to boom this one away, and he steps into this one. Gio Bowers, the rookie wide receiver, is your punt returner here today. He breaks a tackle and crosses into Detroit territory before he's taken down at the 43. So it's a short field for the Washington football team despite the interception. And it looks like Heineke's going to throw for this one. Empty set for Washington. And Heineke wants it all, going deep. They're testing Francois, and McLaurin comes down with this one. A 43-yard touchdown pass to Terry McLaurin puts Washington back on top, as that is the second one-play drive they have managed in this game. As there is decent coverage here by Sean Francois. This gives a little bit better angle. But Terry McLaurin with the inside edge and the hands to hold on to that through contact will put the football team back on top 31-27. As the Lions have had to turn to their passing game here recently, you saw there DeAndre Swift has been slowed down a bit in the second half, but he will find about 8 yards here on 2nd down to set up a 3rd and 1, and that will bring Jamal Williams into the game. And Williams will have the 1st down and a bit more, gain of about 8 for the bruising running back. 1st and 10 Detroit at their own 42 with 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Harrison with all day to throw, waits and fires downfield for Christian Kirk. Harrison put that one in the perfect spot for his number 1 wide receiver, who now has 4 catches for over 80 yards on the day. Now facing a 2nd and 2 from the 23. Play action, Hairston fires short for Dexter Allen. He's inside the 10, inside the 5, and down at the 3. So Detroit marches right back down the field. They are 3 yards away from retaking the lead in what has been a very entertaining second half here. Goal to go Detroit. DeAndre Swift in the game. He will try the right side, and he is down at the 1. Let's reset and try again. 2nd and goal. This time Jamal Williams in the game. No, they give it to Hairston, who's wrapped up by Jonathan Allen. 3rd and goal. 2 straight runs up the middle have been stuffed. Jamal Williams with the call, and Jamal Williams with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the day. That is one running back you don't want to sleep on. He's given Detroit a 3-point lead after a 9-play, 75-yard drive with 2 minutes and 35 seconds left on the clock here. Detroit's defense in a position to close this game out. All they need is one stop. 1st and 10, Heineke from his own 27. Throw over the middle will find Gesicki for a gain of 9. 2nd down, as they will have time for one more play before the 2-minute warning. Heineke in the shotgun. He's heading to the air. Quick throw to the right sideline, and McLaurin ducks out of bounds, as Detroit will try and get a stop here as we hit the 2-minute warning. Washington probably about 15 yards from field goal range here. They've got plenty of time on all 3 timeouts. Heineke will have that yardage and then some. He finds his man inside the 30 to the 28, and now Washington will hurry back to the line. Heineke with plenty of protection. He will take off and will pick up about 4 yards as Washington once again hurries back to get set. A minute 17 to go, and the pass is complete inside the 15 down to the 10, and Washington will continue to race to the line of scrimmage. Less than a minute to go, Heineke taking off, and he is tackled right at the 9, reaching 50 yards on his 7th carry as Washington will continue with the up-tempo. Inside 40 seconds, Heineke racing, looking to run for this one. He slides down at the 3. And now we're inside 30 seconds as Washington gets set. 3rd and 3, 20 seconds to go. Heineke will tuck. He'll run. Touchdown, Washington! And with a clock-chewing 2-minute drill, the Washington football team gets their fans rolling here. They're up 38-34 with just 17 seconds left after a 9-play, 72-yard drive. And after the kickoff is returned right to the 25, Detroit has just 13 seconds to try and drive all the way down the field. A first down pass to Christian Kirk is dropped as Detroit is probably looking for 2 improbable completions here. 2nd and 10, 9 seconds to go. Harrison launching it to the right sideline. Quan Sandridge can't haul it in. And now we're in Hail Mary territory. 4 seconds to go. We are outside the range of a normal Hail Mary as we're going to need a miracle to pull this one off. Harrison against a 3-man rush gets this one away, downfield and over everyone's head as Washington will knock off the Detroit Lions 38-34 here in Week 15. What a game and what a second half. We saw just 22 points scored in the first half and 49 points scored in the second. Neither defense could really get a stop, as I'm confident we could have won that one with a little bit more time. But Taylor Heineke certainly deserved to win that one. He threw for almost 300 yards in the second half alone, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception over the final 2 quarters. He had those 2 big touchdown passes, one to Curtis Samuel and one to Terry McLaurin, as despite a couple of interceptions, he just kept taking his shots. Heineke truly did it all today for the football team. He was also their leading rusher with 59 yards and a touchdown, as he pretty much single-handedly spoiled what was a pretty solid offensive effort for us. Bob Harrison threw for 271 yards and a touchdown. TJ Hawkinson had 100 yards receiving. And our rushing game, while not nearly as explosive as it usually is, still managed over 150 yards. But what Washington did today, and what several other teams have been unable to replicate, is that they played with us for all 4 quarters. We were pretty successful on offense throughout the game, and we moved the ball well, but they were able to get some key stops early in the game that limited us to field goals. That meant that when their offense did figure out how to move the ball more effectively against our defense, that they weren't already in some kind of a hole. Furthermore, the third quarter, which has historically been very good to us, was a quarter in which we saw the football team actually outscore us by a margin of 14-8. Washington was close to unstoppable in the second half. They only saw 3 third downs over the final 2 quarters of play, and they converted all 3 of them. And nothing I was calling was really working consistently. We were able to get a Sean Francois interception, but that was really the only stop we had in the entire second half. We got burned defensively on 2 long passing plays. The first one, a 75-yard catch and run that was a perfect counter to the blitz that I had dialed up, as well as a long touchdown pass to Terry McLaurin in one-on-one coverage when I told the safeties to play a little bit more shallow. If we'd been in cover 2 man on that play, I don't think that's a touchdown at all. So give credit where credit is due, and that's to the fact that Taylor Heineke played his heart out against us. 360 yards, 3 touchdowns, despite throwing 2 interceptions. He made a lot of gutsy throws here today, and when something wasn't there, he was also comfortable taking off and running. That burned us a lot on their final drive, and speaking of burning, I was really disappointed with how the final 2 minutes went. Madden changed how your up-tempo offense worked a couple years ago. From actually watching your players run back in real time to just simulating a certain number of seconds off the clock and putting everyone at the line of scrimmage. And this is something that the AI struggles with as well. A deceptive amount of time can be taken off the clock if you hurry back to the line, and you really lose the second-to-second opportunity to do something like call a timeout if your defense is getting torched, or giving your players the chance to actually line up across from whom they're supposed to be matched up with when you call a play as they're heading to the line. It really hurts on defense when you're trying to get everybody set, and having the 8 or 10 seconds actually run down off the clock while you're trying to get everybody set is a lot easier to manage than trying to do the same thing in 4 seconds after everyone is lined up at the line of scrimmage. I understand why it was put in the game just to speed things up a little bit, but from a defensive standpoint, and I felt that a lot on the final drive, it sped things up a little bit too much, and I really lost track of the clock and the game itself, just trying to get the defense where I wanted it to be. Will Harris also doesn't get his development upgrade, which really is too bad because he did have a big interception today. He missed out a chance on a tackle for loss or 2, and he will not get superstar development. So he might come back cheaper for next year, but he probably also won't hit as high of a ceiling as we had hoped. As we look forward to a rematch of a game we nearly won last year against Kyle Pitts and the Atlanta Falcons. Now, Atlanta is one of the teams I felt did a great job in this most recent draft, and they found a long-term starter in rookie cornerback Emmanuel Spriggs. And I'm excited to see how he plays next week for the Falcons. Spriggs is 15 years younger than his starting quarterback Matt Ryan. We'll see how much Ryan has left in the tank and what might be an easier day for our pass defense. So that's all for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the game, and like always, I'll catch you next time. Have a good one, everybody.